Welcome back. Previously, we were discussing about interest, different types of interest rates, and simple interest concept, compound interest concept. Today, we will discuss about time value. Under time value concept, we will study in detail the concept of present value and future value. It's an important concept which we will study in detail in future classes. And as a commerce students, we need to have a detailed idea or base regarding the present value concept as well as future value concept. So before going into present value and future value, you need to understand the concept. What is the base for this present value? What is known as present value or what is known as future value? Actually, the time value is based on money. The concept is we are going to study the value of money based on time. It's the most important concept as far as a business or commerce is concerned, because as we all know, every business is operated or started with the ultimate objective of indefinite life operation. So every business has an indefinite period, and the ultimate objective of business is to earn profit. And in order to earn profit, business do such and such things, and every business will make different types of investments. And the concept regarding investment is that majority of the investment means if you are investing on something, some sort of ventures or fixed assets or whatever may be, you never ever get the full return of that particular investment on that day. The majority of the investment, you get the returns in number of cash inflows in future period. So if you are making an investment and if your returns are scattered in number of certain future periods, you need to have an insight or idea about the value of money in different future periods. That is, if you are earning a certain amount in certain future period, what is the value of that certain amount in that specific future period? It's very important. If you are earning rupees 1 lakh in or for regarding certain investment after 10 years, you need to have an idea regarding the value of the same amount if you receive after 10 years for that particular investment, whether it is worth, whether it is good, whether it supports your investment or whether it supports your business. You need to have an insight regarding that. That is known as time value. That is the value of the money. It is not static. It varies, depends upon the duration of time. So that concept, that is known as present value of certain money and future value of certain money. Every businessman must have an idea about the present value as well as future value in related to money. So before going into that present value and future value, let's discuss in brief what is the concept of time value of money. The simple concept of time value of money is that the value of the money received today is more than the value of the same amount of money received after a certain period. In other words, money received in the future is not as valuable as money received today. Simple meaning means the amount which you hold now will have a lesser value for the same amount somewhere in future. So why there is that difference in the value of money? Because the sooner one receives money, the better it is. As a rational human being, if everyone is given the option to receive a fixed amount of money at either of two time period, it is definitely sure that the person will prefer to receive at the earliest. For example, if you are given rupees, if you are given two options, whether to receive 1000 rupees now or receive the same amount after 1 year. As a normal human being, everyone will prefer to receive the same amount soon. That is the concept of time value of money. This is because you value the current receipt of money higher than the future receipt of money after 1 year. This is the phenomena or the concept of time preference for money. I hope you are getting the concept of this and why we are preferring, why there is a reason for this time preference of the money. There are different reasons. The first one is future is uncertain. We don't know what will happen after 1 year. Either you may die or the person who are going to give the money may die or whoever will die or whatever will happen. We don't know what is going to happen in future. That is the one reason why we are preferring the money soon. And some other reasons are people usually prefer the money sooner so that we can fulfill our basic needs or our current needs, whatever may be. We never ever postpone our present needs to future. We always prefer to satisfy at the earliest. And some other reason, that is from the commerce point of view, money has a time value because of the opportunities available to invest the money received at the earliest. Because the same amount can be invested in bank or it can be deposited in some investment or it can be invested in share market. But if you are receiving the same amount after 1 year, what is the difference? Nothing. But if you are getting the same amount at the same sooner or at the earliest, we can use it for some investment purposes so that you will get additional income. That is the reason why there is a time preference for the money. That is the main concept of time value of money. So the whatever the amount which we hold now will be higher when compared to the same amount which at any future period of time. So regarding the present value as well as future value, let's deal with what is the concept of present value and future value. The present value is the exact opposite of compound or future value. The other name of future value concept is compounding concept. That is the same compounding concept which we have discussed in the previous classes. While future value shows how much a sum of money becomes at some future period, where present value shows what the value is today of some future sum of money. The present value and future value, it is the two extreme aspects of time value of money. Present value represents the value of money that may be in some future period of time, and the future value represents the compound amount which we are going to receive in future. Both the concepts are different. Remember it. In compound or future value approach, the money invested today appreciates because the compound interest is added to the principal. That is a basic concept which we have been dealing with some previous weeks. And I hope you all know what is that compounding concept or compound interest concept. The future value concept is the same concept as just like the compound interest or a compound value concept. As per the future value, you are finding the value of a certain amount which you are going to invest for certain purposes and for which you will get certain amount of interest, and in future value, the amount in future will be the higher, because you have invested in some certain purpose where you will get a certain amount of interest. So you will add that interest with the principal amount, you will get a higher value in future. Remember, you will get a higher value in future as per the future value or compound concept. The present value of money to be received in on future date will be less because we lost the opportunity of investing it at some interest. In present value concept, the amount in future will be less, as I have told in the beginning of the session. Thus, the present value of money to be received in future will always be less. So, the other name of present value is known as discounting. I hope you understand the difference between present value concept and future value concept. It is quite simple. All the concept is based on time value of money, which we have discussed at the beginning. I will just extract the entire aspect in a narrow way. In present value concept, the amount which you hold now, when compared to a future period, in future period it will be less. That is, whatever you are dealing with, as per the present value concept, in future period the amount, the value will be less. As per the future value concept, the amount in future will be high because it works on the compound interest concept. I hope you understand the concept. Let's deal with some of the cases. So before going into the problem, let's discuss about some of the interest cases which we have discussed. As per the simple interest, we all know the equation is A equal to, A means annual amount equal to principal amount into 1 plus NR by 100. N means time, R means rate. I hope you know or remember the equation. We have discussed about numerous cases regarding simple interest. In case of compound interest also, we know the equation A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 raised to N. Remember this equation because we might come across these two equations under time value concept. So, A means, as per the time value concept, the A is sometimes specified as future value and P, principal amount, is otherwise known as principal value. Just remember these two terms because in time value concept we may use these terms synonymously. Let's deal with some of the cases regarding that. Before going into cases, we will discuss in brief the equations regarding simple interest as well as compound interest based on time value. So in case of compound interest, we know the equation A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 raised to N. So sometimes you may ask to find the principal amount. In that case, the equation will be P equal to A into 1 divided by 1 plus R by 100 raised to N. I hope you understand why we did like that. The same, this is the equation, but it can be altered in some ways so that you will finally come across the equation like this. Let's see how it is done. P equal to A into 1 divided by 1 plus R by 100 raised to N. It can be written as P equal A divided by 1 plus R by 100 raised to N because A into 1 it will be become 1 plus R by 100 raised to N. And finally P equal A into 1 plus R by 100. How this denominator item came to numerator value? See, here the N becomes minus N. And we have dealt that function in continuous compounding where E into M raised to minus, E raised to minus M. I hope you understand that why we use that minus M and how we can change that minus M. The same concept used here. So the equation in case of time value of money regarding compound interest case, the equation is A into 1 plus R by 100 raised to minus N. You can either use this equation or this one depending upon your discretion, but in the cases which we are going to deal in future classes, we will discuss the both equation, how we are going to deal with the same question with both the equations. This is the equation regarding compound interest concept. Remember, there is an equation for finding the PV factor or present value factor. Remember, this is important and you will study in detail in higher classes. In business, in investment point of view, you need to make different decisions regarding present value factor or otherwise known as PV factor. The equation for finding out the PV factor is 1 plus R by 100 raised to minus N or 1 divided by 1 plus R by 100 raised to N. The both the concepts are the same. Here minus 1 in order to remove the fraction we use minus 1. If you are using the fraction it will be plus 1, but finally you will have to find the present value factor depending upon the nature given the question. So PV factor, remember the equation PV factor equation 1 divided by 1 plus R by 100 raised to N. For my suggestion, I suggest go for this equation because so that there will not be any sort of careless mistake from your part, because here it is the equation is minus N. This means that ultimately you need to make the division like this. So it's better to follow this one. Remember this equation PV factor, not only for the subject alone, remember for the for your whole lifetime, this PV factor is a very important scale. Okay, next one. As per the simple interest concept, we all know the equation A equal to P into 1 plus NR by 100. Similarly, whenever you are asked to find the principal amount, P equal to A into 1 divided by 1 plus NR by 100, which can be written as A divided by 1 plus NR divided by 100. You may find it a doubt regarding these two equations, right? Why we did like that in here and why we didn't did anything like that step in this one, because here it is 1 plus r by 100 raised to n. In order to this part, we need some sort of variable outside the bracket. Since there is no variable outside the bracket, you have to follow with this equation. So, as per the simple interest concept, the equation is P equal to A divided by 1 plus NR by 100. As per the compound interest concept, the equation is P equal to A into 1 plus R by 100 raised to minus N. If you are having doubt regarding this one, you can either follow this one, this equation, or this one. This is up to your discretion. I hope you understand the concept. It is a very important concept, time value of money. This may be a smaller part in this subject, but it's an important aspect or a vital part in the commerce subject as a whole. So just understand the concept, go through it. If you have any doubts, just contact me. That's all for today. Thank you.